Hey everyone, Caleb with Antique Book Collective, and today I'm getting to you guys with another Work With Me, Walk With Me video where we plan out the estate sales for the weekend. And of course, I don't actually go to these places because that'd be a lot of airfare for me, and I have books around me, plus a bunch of books that I still have to list. Guys, I've said this a million times, but there's just so many of them. I'm still working through the same pile. Oi! But there is a lot of different places that I do put out for you guys to vote on. You guys can always comment with your own place that you want to do. I do like a weekly poll as often as I can, at least for when I plan on actually doing one of these videos. Of course, with the holidays coming and all the stuff that I have going on in my own life, I can't do it every single week, but I definitely do aim to do something like that. So with that said, I'm just going to hop into the screen share and let's get this going. Alright, so as you guys can see here, we have the poll for the week. It looks like Cleveland, Ohio is close, so I'll try to remember that for next weekend. It looks like no one cares about Portland's, except for one, Portland, Texas. And it looks like Kona, Hawaii is the one that won. So I've already done a little bit of looking around already for this, so I do know one bad tidbit of information for this. So Hilo, Hawaii is the only option we have that is close to Kona, Hawaii, and that's because this is the only one still on the same island, because lo and behold, there are not a whole lot of book sales on the islands, which I sort of expected, but didn't know for sure, but now we know for sure. Hilo, Hawaii looks like it's the only one. And guys, the drive from Hilo over to Kona is a little long, so I'm going to type that one in. So Kona to Hilo, let's say drive. So guys, it is a bit of a drive. I've done it before. I know you might think Hawaii is tiny, but it is not. So an hour 30 minutes to drive from here to here, which, yeah, it's not insanely long, but it is a bit of a drive. So with that said, I will keep the booksalefinder.com thing open for this one because it is close-ish and because I don't actually know about any of the estate sales. I left that one as a surprise. I honestly just wanted to start out with booksalefinder.com just to see what kind of book sales there even were on the islands. And with that said, though, there are quite a few other book sales going on. There's actually none going on in December, which I thought was interesting, but there's several others that go on. However, they're just on all the different islands, and getting an airplane to travel between 7 islands in like one day, it doesn't seem the most economical. So with that said, though, back to Hilo, Hawaii's thing. So it's a bookstore, and every Tuesday and the first Saturday of each month. So with us right now, it's not actually the first Saturday. Oh, I didn't actually read that at first. My bad. So it looks like we won't be able to do this one. Excuse me. But with that said, though, potentially this could be worth going to if you guys do live on the Big Island. If you haven't heard of this one, it definitely could be worth going to. Plus, Hilo is just beautiful. So with that said, I guess we're not doing booksalefinder.com. Sorry, guys. All right, so on to the next one. So we're doing estatesales.net first. So Kona, Hawaii. Am I not spelling it right? Did I break something? Alright, I'm definitely not spelling it wrong, but it definitely doesn't look like there's any estate sales for estatesales.net for Kona, Hawaii, which is interesting. Just looking a little closer just to make sure that it is not just pooping on me and throwing a little bit of a tantrum. Alright, so I don't see it right here, so I'm actually going to hop on over into Google and Kona, Hawaii zip code just to make sure that we're getting it right. Oops, I did that wrong, but it looks like it still works. Alright, here we go, trying again, this time with the zip code, and we are also doing a zip code over here. And it looks like there are, oh, it's being dumb, sorry. Trying that again. And guys, I was honestly expecting it to be a little more difficult to do this because there are not a whole lot of people living around here and that sort of stuff. So like, it's probably going to be pretty hard to find a place. I do have some other places that I do plan on figuring out to get this, but again, I don't really put too much faith in there being a spot in Kona, Hawaii for us to go to off of the websites that we usually use, which the reason why I even put this up was just because I thought it'd be really nice for us to be able to look through the other various ways to look up estate sales and other such things. So with that said, what other places are we looking at? So you have Facebook Marketplace, you have Craigslist, you have all these other ones that are still available to use. So with that said, I'm just going to do Kona, Hawaii, estate sales. Let's just try that, because that definitely can be something that makes it pop up. I don't know for certain if that's going to be a thing, but we shall definitely see. So estatesales.net, housing. Okay, so definitely is not getting what we want there. So let's try Craigslist. Well, it looks like I'll start out in Portland and I'll just navigate over to it. So going down to Hawaii. In retrospect, this was not a good call. Here we go. Alright, so zooming in on the Big Island. I think I might just do the Big Island in general, because again, I mean, it is a bit of a drive to go across the whole Big Island, but it's not the end of the day. End of the world, sorry. So with that said, choose this location. Honolulu, that's not correct, but maybe that's just how they organize that. That does look correct though, so with that said, onto estate sales. And honestly, I'm just curious to see what ends up coming up. So with that said, a land for sale, land. I don't want real estate, I don't want this. I don't want any of these. Come on. Alright, so search titles only, let's try that one. I don't want that in housing, I want that in, let's try community first. Alright, so nothing for community, nothing for events. Let's try gigs, for sale. Alright, maybe I got it angry. Alright, let's retry this time with the zip code. And I'm going to zoom out just so we cover the whole island again. Actually, I don't want to zoom out that far, otherwise we'll get the wrong island. Choose this location, trying this again. Alright, so estate sales. Alright guys, this is actually sort of surprising. Alright, so posted today, Kona, Hawaii, So it looks like we don't have any estate sales, so let's try garages sales. Alright, so here's a garage sale one. And here's a bunch of moving sales. Alright, here we go. So looks like estate sale is not a big thing for the Big Island, however garage sales are. And guys, you will have to figure out a few different words on how people say different things, because like estate sale, people don't say that everywhere that you go. As you can see here, no one was saying estate sale, but I mean, look at this, garage and moving sale. A lot of people around where I live would call that an estate sale, so that sort of stuff. So with that said, I'm just going to open up all the different sales that they have that have been added over the past week, I'm going to say, because all the ones that are like 6 weeks old and older probably are over by now. So with that said, it looks like we have those few locations. I'm opening up this one just to see November 12th, so that one has passed, but here we go, December 3rd. All right, so that one has passed as well. Home decor, 8 to 1. Posted 22 days ago. That's strange. That's not what it said on the listing, but since we don't see anything about books or anything else like that, I can definitely assume that's not going to be a good place. And downsizing sale, lots of houseplants and items, which definitely could include books. We see it's posted 5 days ago, which means it definitely could be going on now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I would assume that means that it was going on Saturday. However, since it was updated 3 days ago, meaning Tuesday, or actually 1, 2, 3, Monday, sorry, unless if Craigslist has a weird date counting. I don't know exactly for sure on that one, but definitely it could be going on this weekend, so this could be worth going to in Kula, Hawaii. I don't know exactly where Kula is, so just gonna try that one out. Alright, so since it's saying island, a town in Maui, that does make me think that it was just Craigslist being a little bit of a poop. So opening this up just to be absolutely certain that Craigslist is being a poop and giving us a estate sale on the wrong island, and as you can see, definitely is, because we're not getting on an airplane to do this. So with that said, we are exiting out of this one because we're not doing Kula. on to this next one. Capole or Calpolli. I've heard it pronounced quite a few different ways. That's definitely not something we're going to drive to. Believe it or not, that's a little far. So it looks like Craigslist is a definite no-go for this one. So far we are 0 for 4 different sites. So now I'm going to try Facebook. So Facebook, I'm going to open it up in an incognito one just to make sure that my information doesn't get out there, because I don't really want y'all's knowing everything about me. Just because I'm a little cagey, and because there are internet trolls out there, and I don't like internet trolls. So should be able to access Facebook Marketplace without showing off my info, and yep, sure enough, here we are. So we can type in the area that we want to do, all the different information that we want to do without having a Facebook account. I believe you do need a Facebook account to reach out to the seller. So if it's like something that you want to buy an individual item for, that is something that is problematic, but it's not the end of the world, honestly, because again, we can just go to different estate sales for this. We don't have to go to a specific estate sale place or anything like that. So with that said, let's do a radius of 80 miles. 80 is too much. 60 miles? Okay, that should encompass Hilo barely. And again, Hilo could be worth going for the drive for if you are on the Big Island and doing that. No guarantees that there's going to be anything great, but we shall see. So just letting it load on up as I type in estate. Let it, come on, baby, just work. Here we go. All right, estate sale. All right, let's see. Estate sale. Oh, here we go. There's one in town. Very nice. Unfortunately, it doesn't say how long these things have been posted, but we can definitely see Hawaiian Ocean View. That is definitely on the right island. Correct. And since these are all, so many of them, are saying that it is $1, it makes me think that it might be done by the same person potentially, because of just how some people do that. Like some people will do like 100 postings for the same exact thing. So it looks like we do have a lot of stuff that's not estate sales, but I'm just going to burn through all these just to be on the safe side. And it looks like it just keeps on going on and on and on after this. So I'm actually going to close everything that I just opened. So forgive me. I'm going to have it be the last 7 days, let's say. This way we know for sure that it is a more recent estate sale or whatever else. All right, here we go again. As you guys can see, there's a lot less options, which is very nice because we know that we're not going to be opening up a bunch of ones that have nothing to do with anything. So I think we can confidently say that all these are not actual estate sales that are happening this weekend, and it's just a bunch of people posting other things. And I wouldn't be surprised if we might even be going past 1 week of listings, because there is not that many people living in Kona. So with that said, though, I'm just going to actually look at this a little more closely. So it looks like we have a little estate sale going on right here in Honolulu, so that's an absolute no-go. Next one up, let's see. I don't know where this place is. Oh, it's not going to be nice to me. That is a lot of vowels all right next to each other. So opening up Google Maps again, letting it load on up. I think I made it a little bit angry because I opened up so many things all at once. But let's see, Google Maps. And judging off that, looks like we are definitely not on the right island. Yep, we're on the wrong island, so that one is a no-go as well. Oops. Now you guys saw my stuff. Now I'm going to have to censor that out, so I'll remember to do that. Excuse me for a second. The only reason is just because I have a bunch of business stuff on my desktop, so y'all don't need to know my secret books and whatnot that I'm writing. Honolulu, Hawaii, we know that's not the right place. No idea where this one is, and unfortunately I was honestly expecting Facebook Marketplace to be a little bit better on actually giving us stuff within where we wanted to go, but it looks like that's definitely not the case, which is a bummer. But that's why I ended up using estatesales.net and estatesales.org and also booksalefinder.com, is it lets you narrow things down a whole lot more to what you actually want it to be. because as you guys can now see, it definitely does not give you what you want all the time when you use other websites, which really stinks, but you get what you paid for, I guess. So another wrong one. Kula, Hawaii. I don't know exactly where that one is either. So many different cities, sorry. And that's wrong too. Here we go. Hilo, Hawaii. And it's just a painting. So I think we can assume that's not an estate sale worth going to, because we're not going somewhere just for one thing. This looks like they're just giving away that, so, well, selling that, so not too much. Here we go. It's interesting that it says reported and blocked. I assume that's a Facebook thing. Alright, so wrong island yet again. Hilo, Hawaii, barbecue chicken. Ooh, barbecue chicken. Definitely is not what we want though, but interesting. Not something we want. Yard sale, here we go. 3rd of December, already passed. On to the next one. 4th of December, already passed. So, as you guys could tell, it definitely is pretty difficult to do these different things, and if you guys live in this area, you'll eventually figure out the best of the ways to do this. There might be a local newspaper around where you live that has a better one, something like that, but it really depends. Here we go. Kailua, which I don't think is the right place. Wrong island again. This doesn't look very correct either, but we can definitely try it. Sure is a pretty house though. That's the crazy thing with Hawaii, guys. You can find some of the prettiest houses ever. Paintings, prints, so nothing I'm personally interested in, and it's on a different island, but when you have paintings and prints, you can probably do a whole lot better if you do that in your business, because paintings and prints, you know that the person probably has a pretty sizable collection, so definitely be worth going to, I would personally think. It's interesting, it's a print block. Honestly, it looks more like a heater register, you know, like the ones that go in the ground or in the ceiling. Christmas gift, Schofield Barracks, interesting. So this definitely could be a one that's on the right island. No guarantees, it could definitely be on Honolulu. Yep. Ta-da. On to the next one. That's definitely not the right thing, but ooh, banana bread. And we're not just talking banana bread. We're talking like fresh banana bread, because this is Hawaii and they grow bananas there, guys. Good bananas. If you haven't had an apple banana in your life, it's high time you guys have an apple banana. Those things are the best in the universe. Let's see. This might actually be the right place. I just got to look it up just to be sure, but I do know of a town that had a similar name. Nope, wrong island, but there is a town with a similar name on the correct island. South of Hilo, somewhere. Well, at least people call it that, somewhere like that. But with that said, on to the next one. Wrong one again. Nope. Pearl City, Hawaii. That is right next to Pearl Harbor, it looks like. So that's a no. Kailua, Hawaii. That's a no, but I'm just going to look at this. So guys, because we haven't found anything yet, I'm just going to look at this one just for the sake of having something that we look at. But it looks like we got a lot of Christmas stuff, clothing, that sort of stuff. I don't see any books unless that in the background is books. But definitely a whole lot of cool stuff at this particular estate sale. It looks more like a... Yeah, it looks like it's a fundraiser sort of thing. So that's why there's so much stuff. Cool Christmas tree. Cookware. Ooh, shiny. Though, it doesn't look like we have a whole lot of photos of different things, but I mean, it definitely could be worth going to if you guys are living on this particular island. It's interesting that it's in the World War II tunnels. It's funny how many World War II bunkers and whatnot there are on the Hawaiian Islands. I guess Hilo, Hawaii was built on a bunker sort of area, so that under the runway, I guess there's actually some bunker tunnels going underneath that. That's what I was told, so I think that's sort of cool. Garage sale. That's definitely not on the right island, but now I'm just curious what island this is on. So opening this one on up. This might be the most boring video to date, huh, guys? Not finding anything to go to. Honestly, I was expecting us to have at least some luck by now. No. Hawaiian Acres. Oh, guys! We're on the right island! It's a little bit outside of our range, but this is just south of Hilo. So I'll pull up this on the map just so we can see, just so you guys know that it is on the right island, and I'm not just making stuff up. Excuse me for a second. Alright, so as you guys can see here, we are in the right area because this is here, here's Hilo, and here's Kona. So just that drive. So if this was an hour and a half, this would probably add, depending on the time that you go, because guys, let me tell you, the traffic between Hilo and going down here is the most crazy traffic you've ever seen. Like, it's a 4-lane highway, I believe, and even with that, though, it is crazy how busy the traffic gets on rush hour and whatnot. Honestly, it gets a little bit worse as you get to Paradise Park, which I'm told is the biggest subdivision in the United States, believe it or not. Every single house here has about an acre, which is pretty cool, but definitely a fun area. But as you guys can see here, we do have an estate sale. It's in the right area, so we have one estate sale on the island, so I'm pretty happy about that. So we'll move that one on over here just so we remember it. But with that said, on to the next one. This is the wrong island. I don't even need to look that up, but on to the next one. I don't know exactly where this is. Looking at that particular inlet, or whatever you want to call it, I would say that's probably not the right island, though. Yep, wrong island. So on to this again. Ceramic vase. That's not an estate sale. Moving sale. Here we go. Oh, I could do that the whole time. That's convenient. Doing that from now on. What in the... Oh, it's a video. I thought it was like a moving photo. A moving picture. A motion picture. Honolulu, Hawaii. Wrong place, but I'm just going to admire this video a little bit more. That is very good clarity on that camera. Wow. Maybe I should get that camera for this channel, huh, guys? Hilo, Hawaii. Here we go. Another one 5 days ago, so there's a chance that it already has passed, but just because I am going to set it aside for us to check out later. On this next one, wrong island again. Here we go. Something in Kona. Guys, at long last, we found something in Kona. Honestly, that's why I stopped clicking the things here, is I expected to get further and further from what we wanted, the further and further we went. So now that we have some places, here we are. So estate sale, tables, lambs. I'm assuming that's lamps, not lambs, because lamb is spelled with a B, so I don't know what a lamb is without a B or a P. Furniture, chairs, women's clothing, children's toys. So since there's children's toys, I'm assuming there's at least some children's books here. So let's see if we can get any photos. If nothing else, it could be worth going to this estate sale if you guys are in the area, just because odds are if you're selling more than just books if you're doing local business. It doesn't look like there's any books here. That's not saying there aren't any other books. People that have kids generally will have at least 1 or 2 children's books kicking around. Children's books, I'd say on eBay you could probably get 99 cents for them on the lower end, or obviously you could get a whole lot more depending on the specific book, but it could definitely be worth doing and having as your business. I don't personally deal a whole lot in children's books. Let's see. Let's see, I don't have any children's books behind me over there, but I do have some over there. It's not my biggest niche. I generally avoid it because they generally do not have as much value. You guys know about my whole thing about how much I like to have stuff listed for, but I do have exceptions sometimes, and with children's toys being there, I'm assuming some children's books, as I said, and again, those children's books, it could be worth doing if you don't have a lot of books to get for the weekend. So with that said, though, I'm exiting out of that one because there are not a whole lot of places. Let's see, someone's grandma's house. She had to move. Tutu is grandma, by the way, guys. Kona, got some nice stuff. Since it's someone's grandma, I am definitely going to say there's got to be books here. And yay, it's actually going on. It's actually going on right now. So if you guys are in the area, turn off this video. Well, actually pause it, and then come back and watch it. I need all the watch hours I can get, all the subscribers. But it looks like It's going on right now. It stops in a few hours, my time. I think Hawaii might be like 3 hours after us, so you probably have like 6 hours to go. In fact, it might not even be 8 o'clock yet for you guys, so maybe you can finish the video. But with that said, let's just go through this stuff. Got some nice cookware, got a creepy Kermit, creepy dolls, and yes, I say a lot of stuff's creepy, guys. Honestly, if it has eyes and it looks like it's looking at me, creepy. That's what I say. If it's not a living critter. Living critters can look at me, but not inanimate objects. It's creepy. Some more pretty dishes. Again, guys, I've said this in other videos. Dishware, it can be worth a good chunk of money. Oh, I thought this was an old video game system. I was like, what in the world? But yeah, there definitely can be some money in that styrofoam cooler thing. People love those, but they don't really hold a whole lot of value. However, radios, there are a lot of people that love antique radios, and this, guys, this thing's beautiful. I would say this is pre-World War II. I mean, that if I was in the area and if this was a good price, I would buy this just because that thing's beautiful. Like, look at that dial. I at least believe it's a radio. I see the dials. I want to say it's definitely a radio based on what I'm seeing, but I cannot be certain whatsoever. I know I sound like some sort of millennial that doesn't know anything, but I don't actually know everything. But we got a cool little robot. I didn't see any books, but I'm assuming this lady definitely had books. Generally, if people are doing living estate sales, they won't get rid of a lot of books unless if they have a ton of books. Generally, for me, what I've seen with the different estate sales that they have for living estate sales, like this is a living estate sale, as you guys see. This person's grandma had to move. But generally what I find with living estate sales is people will hang on to most of their books. Most people won't let go of their favorite books unless they're actually kicking the bucket, in which case they don't need the book anymore. You can't take it with you. There's no U-Hauls on your way to heaven. But generally, people that have living estate sales and they don't have huge book collections, they'll want to keep their few books that they have that they love. Whereas if you are doing this living estate sale for someone who has millions of books, they're not going to pack up all those books with them to go wherever they're going. They're generally going to unload on those. So with that said, there definitely could be some books here. However, there also could not be, since this is a living estate sale. So with that said, I'm moving on to the other one, but I'm not closing this one out. So with that said, on to this one, Lola Drive, Thursday the 8th. So I'm assuming that's today, but yeah, Thursday the 8th. So yeah, that's today. So that's interesting that they are doing it on a Thursday and not on the weekend. There's a good chance that they won't, if there are estate sales going on this weekend, there's a good chance people will not add it until the day of. I've seen that so many times. So personally, for me, when I do my long book drives, I actually wait until the day of, or even until I'm in town or on my way over. Of course, not driving and looking this up, but sometimes I'll wait until I'm either on my way or getting ready to get on my way to actually look up some of these different things, because there are a lot of people that wait till the very last minute to be like, we were going to do a garage sale. I think we should tell people. There's a lot of people that don't do it until the day of because that thought doesn't really strike them. So this very well could be something that goes on the weekend. These other ones could go on the weekend as well, and there could be new ones get added for the weekend, but I'm not doing this video on the weekend. I'm doing it on Thursday. So I think you guys recognize a few of these things from our last one that we went through, but I'm just clicking through just to see if there's anything else. And yeah, we have some lawn stuff. I'm just looking around to see if there's any indications there are books, but I don't see it. It's a bit of a bummer, but definitely is something of interest. Could be worth going to. I think there could be at least a couple books kicking around. I'm going to exit out of that one though. On to this one. Considering best offers, retreat and estate sale items. Since it's a retreat and estate sale, I would think that this might be like a vacation home or something like this. So opening up storage in Hawaii this weekend, liquidate everything, selling the remains of our retreat and estate sale that they had in August. So this is what's left from estate sale. Must bring your own dollies. Why would I bring a little doll? Dolls are creepy. No, I'm kidding. Dollies is in the things with 2 wheels that you can move around a bunch of boxes on. But considering best and final offers, got some Sturf. I don't see anything about books, but there definitely could be some. Ooh, wow. That's a very nice minimalist setup. I like it. Obviously, it's not too minimalist because you have 3 stinking Macs. I mean, boy, who can afford that? But I really like that setup. That's cute. And look at that view, guys. Look at that view. Tell me you wouldn't eat breakfast, drink your coffee, whatever. setting out, looking at that. That's just wow. I feel like if I lived in this place, I'd have like a bunch of birds of paradise flower pots out front, just because I feel like that'd make it look even prettier. I just like birds of paradise, so they're really pretty flowers. Some cool stuff. This is a weird thing to get a specific picture for. Here we go, guys. Books! At long last! It's a miracle! Alright, so we got some books here. I'm going to keep on going just to see some other things. That's a cool little setup, too. Man, this person had design in mind. I like it. Alright, so here's the few books that we have. My guess, based on all the other design stuff and all that, and everything else that we see, is this person was very, I'm not going to say new agey, but sort of that realm of things where they're all like, oh, we have to not get too much stuff or else you feel cluttered and have a bad life and da-da-da-da-da. A lot of people go into that too much, but because of that, I'm assuming they don't have many more books than what you see right here, because, again, people see books as clutter. Folks like this, at least, generally do, from what I've heard, from the people I've spoken to, that sort of stuff. And as you guys can see here, none of these books look necessarily antique. However, some of them definitely could be worth a good enough chunk of money. If you buy this entire thing of books, I mean, you could pay $100 or something like that. I don't know the actual pricing of what they do on the Big Island or any other island in Hawaii for books and stuff like that. But let's say you offer $100. I would say you could probably get, like when you're selling them, I'd say you'd probably get about $10 per book selling them. Potentially a little bit more with some of these. I'd say $25. Of course, there are definitely going to be ones worth more than that, less than that, but I'd say an average of 10 to 25 would be what you probably would get. So it could be a good investment to buy these out and do them for your business. However, again, no guarantees there. I don't have a good enough photo of the books to get a good price estimation. But with that said, it looks like this is one of the estate sales that I would personally check out if I was going. Not necessarily going to find a whole lot of books because we didn't see the books, and again, it's a living estate sale. Next up, you have this one, which does have books, not a ton, but enough. And finally, we have this one, which you guys... Why did I set this one aside? I do not remember now. I think I might have just set the wrong one aside. Oh no, I messed up. But Farmer's Market, that's not what we want. But it is in the right town. I think that's why I set it aside then. But since it's got local artists and free stuff, can't go wrong with free stuff, but since it's got local artists, there's a chance there might be some antique stuff, potentially. I wouldn't honestly expect it, but could be. But with that said, it looks like we just have two actual places to go to, and both of them are, actually no, not both of them. One of them is close to Kona, and the other one is in Hilo, so two places after, an hour of searching. Man, that was a long search, but there definitely could be some other places to look up for this particular thing. So with that said, I'm going to open up this and just going to pull up this page really quick. Actually, no. Cutting out of this now. Now onto Big Caleb version. So with that said, though, guys, thanks for watching. As you guys saw, we did not have a whole lot of places on the places that I looked for estate sales. Honestly, you could check out Facebook Marketplace for garage sales as well, for books for sale, for things like that. You can look up more specific things. Every place that you live, it sort of changes how people do their thing. Like, there are entire regions of the U.S., honestly, that don't have, like, any use of estatesales.com and estatesales.org and estatesales.net. I've gone through quite a few places that no one used it, and everyone just did Craigslist, everyone just did the local newspaper, everyone did this. So that is something that is sort of area specific. So you have to keep your eyes open, keep your mind open to other places that you might find these specific things. So for me, if I was actually doing this, I would look up local newspapers. I'd look up whatever newspaper they do in Hawaii, because a lot of people will throw up little advertisements on their local newspaper. In addition to that, other people will, the day of, post about their estate sale, their moving sale, that sort of stuff. Be sure to type in moving sale, estate sale, garage sale, stuff like that. Do books for sale or books for free, or just type in books, and you'll find all these different people trying to unload their books. From my time that I spent in Hawaii, I did not see a whole lot of people having a whole lot of books. I'd suspect part of that is just because all of the import costs of importing a bunch of books. I'd assume that they probably would do ebooks if nothing else, because it'd just be so much cheaper in the long run. Because even if you're not importing a book itself, they have to import their paper, because Hawaii doesn't have much manufacturing left over. After the sugarcane plantations went out, a lot of other businesses suffered, so their industrial base got sort of slaughtered. But with that said and done, though, guys, thanks for watching. I'm sorry we couldn't find some more places. It's sort of a bummer we couldn't. I was sort of expecting that, though, but I think we did find a couple good things that'd be worth checking out. But with that said and done, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I do these sorts of things as often as I can every single Thursday. And be sure to check out one of my other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.